Hello everyone. So today I'm going to discuss with you about one of the most hyped and latest product of Salesforce called Einstein Copilot. So in this era of artificial intelligence, Salesforce has come up with its own chat GPT. And in this video, I will help you understand how you can enable this Einstein Copilot in your org and what are the necessary steps that needs to be performed to set up this Einstein Copilot, as well as we can also perform some custom actions to meet our business requirements. So I'll quickly go to my Salesforce org where this Einstein Copilot is already enabled, and will give you a quick demo like what it can do and how we can use this Copilot. So it's look very similar to Chat GPT, where we can send the request in the form of text and it will give us some response. So let me just start with what you do for me with this question. Let's see what response it gives us. It will analyze my request first, figure out the next step, and this is the response I have received. Sure, I can draft or revise sales emails, search and retrieve Salesforce CRM records, and answer aggregation questions about CRM data. How can I assist you? So this is the response that I've got. It's a real-time communication between the generative AI tool here, which is called Copilot. Let me ask, summarize account edge communication. Let's see what response it will give us on this. I want to get the summary of this account called edge communication, and this is now it is analyzing my request, figure out the next steps, then it should work on that. Yep, working. And in the summary of the edge account communication, let's see what all information will it give us. Then finishing up. Okay, here it is. Sure, the summary for edge communication has been retrieved. So this is a link, as you can see on the name. The name of the account record is a link where I can click and go to the record page directly from here. So these are the details. A company, public company in the electronics industry. This is the electronics field of that account object. Has a strong presence with an annual revenue of this much. So this is the revenue field of that account again, with an employees of 1000. Not only account details, it has also returned the key contact records related to this account. As you can see, this company, which is a direct customer, has key contacts like Sean and Rose. All these are contact records related to this. Not only contact, it has also returned the related opportunities, this edge emergency generator, and that have been closed successful. That means these are some closed one opportunities related to that account. Also, it has returned the cases related to generator issues, such as these are the case records that exist, and it has been resolved. So you can just have a quick look by going into this particular record by clicking on this link. So see, this is just one of the many tasks that this generative AI tool can do. So I just wanted to show you how we can interact with this Copilot. Now we will jump towards how we can enable this, basically do the setup. I have already done the setup. That's why I'm able to communicate with this Copilot so easily. So for that, I have already prepared a slide which contains all the necessary steps, and make sure you follow these steps very properly. Otherwise, you might see some difficulty in accessing this Einstein Copilot. So the first step is you have to request for a 5-day free trial org. So this is for a very limited time. So you have to go to this URL. I will definitely put this link in the description of this video, where you can just go and submit these details, because basically you have to sign up to this Einstein Copilot. You will get a brand new Salesforce org, and you will get so after submitting it, signing up, you will receive an email something like this for the password reset, and your username will look something not different, but very much similar to this username, because it is a special I would say special kind of provisioned org, where the username will not be your custom type. It will be very generic to all. So just by clicking on this link, you can set up your password, basically password reset, and then you should be able to log into your org. So once you are logged in, then you have to perform these additional steps. So you have to do the setup basically. So you have to go to setup, search and select Einstein setup and turn it on. Let's see, in the quick find box, search for Einstein setup. Okay, Einstein setup. Here it is. So in this org, I've already enabled this. You just have to click on this toggle so that Einstein setup is enabled. This is the very first step that you have to perform inside the org, and then refresh the page. Post that, you have to, from the setup only, search and select Einstein Copilot and turn it on. So why? So this is very important. Before, after turning on the Einstein setup, you have to refresh the page and then search for Einstein Copilot. So basically, this will not be available just after activating this Einstein setup. You have to then, after activating, you have to refresh the page and then search for Einstein Copilot. So I have already enabled, so it will be available in my case. But you have to refresh it once, okay? Under this Einstein Copilot, here is one again toggle button. You have to turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, let me just off and then on. In the below screen, you will see one table will appear which contains one record called Einstein Copilot. I just clicked on the link and opened it up here. Okay, so these are the steps that you have to perform for activating Einstein Copilot. Then there is a builder basically where you can customize or you can preview your Einstein Copilot before launching it on the main screen, main org. So there is a button called Open in Builder. So this is one Einstein Copilot which is enabled in your active in your org. Let's click on this Open in Builder. So this is how it looks like. This is from basically a developer or an administrator can have a look on this to perform the activities. Let's refresh this. Okay. Okay, so this screen, basically this builder has three main sections. The left section you can see is the actions. So these are some of the standard actions that have been provided by Salesforce, which is being used by the Einstein, this Copilot, to perform the activities. For example, this you can see summarize record. This was the action that might have been invoked when we asked for this query, summarize account edge communication. So this is intelligent enough to understand which action needs to be, I mean, fired with as per the request that I have sent. So these are some of the standard ones. The middle panel is the basically the activities that happened behind the scene when a request is received, that you can see on the middle screen, and the right screen is the preview of that Copilot. Nothing but this screen. This entire Copilot can be previewed here. So let me just quickly ask one another task. I will just get me edge communication account details. So this should come under the information info object by name or info in identity record by name action. So this is smart enough to identify which action it has to fire based on the request. So let me send this request. In the middle section, you will see what all actions have been fired based on this request that I have asked. Let's see. So this builder is very, cool, that where you can troubleshoot your Einstein Copilot. So this is the response it has provided to me. But in the middle screen, you will see what all happened behind the screen. So first, my action called identify object by name has been fired to find the Salesforce object API name by extracting an object name from. So this was the output it has returned. This is nothing but account details. Then there was another action that was fired called identify record by name, and this has returned. So these are the necessary actions. It will fire all the necessary actions and then provide you the output. And yeah, query records was then fired to ultimately get me the result of the response that it has to display on this screen. So this is the activity that is happening behind the scene when the request is received. So these are some standard actions that are provided by Salesforce. Apart from this, we can also have some custom actions as well. So before I go towards creating a custom action, I will quickly show you how this prompt or this Einstein looks like on the when you are on the different screens. So let's say I'm on the edge communication. Let's see I'm on the any account record detail page. So how will it look like? So see, when I'm on the account record page, this is already giving me some relevant options to select. what all action I need to perform, what could be my query. Apart from that, I can also provide my custom request here. But if I just choose this one, show related opportunities or show top opportunities, so it will just take that as a request, analyze it, and then again send me the show me the response. So this Einstein is so cool, and it is so basically smart enough that it will, I mean, perform different activities when you are different part of the screen. So this is the opportunities, these are the opportunities, basically the top opportunities. As you can see, it is based on the amount, it has been displayed in the descending order. So the one with the highest amount is on the top, then the one with the lowest amount. So this is how the standard, these are nothing but standard actions that are already there provided by Salesforce, and which you can view from here. All right, so this is the overview of Einstein Copilot. Now we will move towards how we can include our own custom actions. So let's see if there are any other additional steps required that we can go through. So make sure deactivate the Copilot. Okay, when you want to add, make changes in the Copilot here on the builder, basically what is this called, a lightning builder. Okay, so if you want, okay, Copilot Builder is the name. If you want to make any changes like removing any actions or adding any new actions, you have to first deactivate your Copilot. This is important. And again, reactivate it. Otherwise, until you don't activate it, you won't be able to see it on the main screen, anywhere on the main screen. So once I have deactivated it, I can see one button here called add. We can add some custom actions from here. So manage the actions assigned to your Copilot. To add or remove actions, your Copilot must be deactivated. So it already shows this. Now let's see if there is any other steps that are needed. Okay, always log in with the domain URL and not with login.salesforce.com. This is also very important. So once you suppose I logged out of my this or, and if I want to log in back again, please do not go through this login.salesforce.com. Instead, go to the domain URL. You can find the domain URL in the email itself. So you can take this part of the URL and paste it in your browser, and then log in with your username and the password whatever you have set. So these are some of the very important aspects that I wanted to give. Otherwise, people usually struggle a lot to find this, what they can do. So now let's create a custom action. Let's say apart from this querying the records, summarizing the records, or drafting emails, I want to perform some other activities, like I want to update some records behind the scene. Then what all action that, then how can I configure the action? So I'll just quickly, okay, let me refresh this page so that the panel is clean. So since this is deactivated, now I'm able to see this plus icon. I can just add a new custom action here. So from while creating a custom action, you can invoke these three components. Basically, you can call your Apex class or your flow or prompt template. So for this example, I'll show how we can call the flow to perform this custom action. So if once you are logged in into your newly created sandbox or with Copilot enabled, you will find that there is one flow already exists called initiate return. So this is the flow, how it looks like. It is a very simple one. It will just accept the order record ID. So what it does is it will accept the order record ID, and if it matches the criteria to be returned, then this flow will update the record to return status as initiated. There is a field called return status in order record, and it will just change the value to initiated. So this is the order record ID, and you can see available for input is checked. So it will accept the record ID of the order, and it will just get the details of those orders by using get record element. It will check the eligibility. Basically, the order effective date is greater than 30 days. So 30 days is nothing but a formula field, which is today minus 30. So it returns a date in the past 30 days. So if it matches this condition, then it will go towards this positive response. It will, so there is a variable called return summary. It will assign one value to it. This is the return process has begun. So why are we assigning it? Because there is a, it will be returned to the prompt. This flow will return this value to the prompt. So you can see available for output is checked for this return summary. It will contain this text. If the criteria was met, it will contain this text called the return process has begun. so that the prompt user or the Einstein user will get that response here saying that the return has been, I mean, initiated, something like that. And the next step is that it will update the order record who's with the return status as initiated behind the scenes. So this is also performing a DML operation. And simply if suppose the criteria was not met, then it will go towards this path, and it will return the return summary value as sorry, the order is outside the return window. So this flow is very simple. It simply returns the summary, I mean, it simply returns this return summary variable with a value, either it has been the initiated has been begun, or it is out of return policy what is said. And behind the scene it will also update the order record marking return status as initiated. So we'll quickly so this flow already exists, you do not have to create from scratch. Just select this flow from here. I am back into the Einstein Copilot builder here where I was creating a custom screen. Let me show you again. I just click on this icon, then selected flow and selected my flow that is already created, and go to the next screen. Here in the next screen, so as I said, there was a variable which was available for input, that is nothing but order record ID, and there was a variable which was marked as return for output, that is nothing but return summary. So this copilot already knows that when we choose that flow. So I've already created that just to save time. So there are few things that you have to perform. Let me quickly show you. Okay, so under the order record ID, you have to under the instructions section, you have to provide some data like populate this input variable with an order record ID. This is the instruction we are giving so that while calling this flow, this record ID order record ID variable will be set with record ID value. Okay, and lightning input was checked, collect data from user was checked. Similarly, for output return summary, we have to provide some instructions. This output indicates the status of the return request, whether it has been initiated, processed, or completed. So this is the instruction I have given, and here again I have this checkbox needs to be checked called show in conversation. Like in the conversation, this return summary value should be shown. Okay. Uh, I will quickly go back here. I will show you what how does it look like flow, then this selected flow, and here. So you have to simply provide the instruction that this record ID needs to be set as the record ID, and these two checkbox also needs to be checked. Require for input, collect data from user, and for this output you have to mark this checkbox as well, show in conversation, and provide the instruction as I shown you there in the already created action. Let me go back to the action, and I will just, since it's already exists, I just have to add this to my copilot, assign to copilot. Okay, it should be available now here under, okay, here it is, initiate return. So this is my custom action. You can take the reference and create, I mean, once you are creating your custom action, make sure you populate these instruction fields and check these necessary boxes. Okay, since now this custom action I've included here, I will simply activate my builder again, and let's go to the home screen. I will show how this custom action will work. So first we will check some records if there are, I mean, there are relevant records that exist where I want to perform these actions. So let me quickly get edge communication account details. Let it first get the result, and I will quickly go to the orders tab to see if there are any existing orders. Okay, so there are two orders which are related to edge communications only. So let's see. Okay, it has returned me the detail of that. Now what will I do is I will ask this Einstein Copilot to return me if there are any active orders related to this account. Let me put this query: are there active orders related to above account? So this, so see, this is so smart that it will get the data from my previous conversation as well. So account information I have asked before, so I'm simply giving it a reference based on the above account that it has returned. Okay, it has returned with those two orders as well. As you can see, 100 and 101 are the two orders here. These are the two orders. So see how this is smart basically this Einstein Copilot is. Now I will perform my custom action. Initiate return for 0000, five zeros are there, 101. So I want to mark this particular order as in the return status. So before I do that, I'll just quickly go to this particular order record. In the details section, I will see what is the current value of return status. It is blank. Let me just send this request. Let's see how my custom action basically behaves. All right, the return process for the item has been initiated. Okay, this was the response that has been returned from the custom action, that is flow. The return process has begun. As if you see, if you remember in the flow on the positive path, I have assigned the return summary with the value called the return process has begun. This is very similar to this text that has been shown. And if I go to the order record, if I refresh the page, the return status value should also be updated to initiated. Let's have a look. Okay, return. Okay, now see the value is initiated. It has been recently updated by my user. So I hope this all these examples would have now given you a clear picture on what this Einstein Copilot is capable of doing, and it has the potential to grow with time as well. I've also shown you a quick example of having a custom action that because there was no standard actions to mark the status of the order as return initiated, I have included that action from the builder here. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any queries in the comment sections. Thank you.